amazing. Now, if you're a Pokemon trainer that did not live under a rock, you knew that today was the majestic, omnipotent, all-powerful release of the PokeBank, the Poke Savings Bond, the Poke Credit Union, son. We get a chance to unleash a new arsenal of monsters that we didn't have access to before. You know what I'm saying? Like, knock off this, knock off that. Speaking of knockoff, my man S Cavalier is going to go for the knockoff now. So I went for the Confuse Ray because I knew that I was going to go faster, but I didn't go for the Thunder Wave because Thunder Wave has, I believe, like a 25% success rate of getting the opposition fully paralyzed. So Confuse Ray, you have a 50-50 shot. So I wanted to go for the Confuse Ray first. Hopefully I smack yourself with Confusion, and afterwards I go for the Power Fusion. But that does not turn out to be the case, as he knocks off my leftovers, as you guys just see. But that's okay, because on the switch out to Druddigon, I'm just going to go for the Thunder Wave, which affords me the opportunity to go again and use Confuse Ray, which means that I would guarantee for sure have a Pokemon on the opposite side of the field that is fully Power Fused. So now I can go for the knockoff because I see that he has leftovers, so that's going to be a little bit more problematic for me, especially since Regigigas isn't necessarily known to have offensive capabilities until like 5 turns later on. So my Regigigas is like a duplicate of the set that I used to use back in 4th gen, except for instead of knockoff, I think I had like something like Ice Punch or something like that, or maybe Payback or something. But since knockoff got a boost, you know, I guess it's more ideal for me to have knockoff. So he's fully paralyzed. I'm able to knock off the leftovers. I charge myself, cock my hand back for a Focus Punch. He smacks himself stupidly in Confusion, and I'm just going to charge back. Boom, Focus Punch. If you guys want to use the same set, I advise you guys to go for the Drain Punch to, I guess, increase Regigigas' survivability a little bit more. But Focus Punch is a little bit more fun. So that's kind of why I decided to use it. Plus, it's a duplicate, like I said before, of the set that I did use back in 4th gen. I really was relying on Power Fusion to get a whole bunch of unprotected Focus Punches. And I was just like predict with this thing too. Like on the Switch, I would like go for unprotected Focus Punch on the Switch. It's freaking amazing. It was stupid, but it freaking worked. You know, what do you want me to do? So now he's gonna bring in his Life Orb Feraligatr, go for the Aqua Jet, which also tells me that he is Sword Sand, so I gotta watch out for that later on. So in comes the Raichu, which I'm gonna bring in response to the Feraligatr. He's just gonna bring his Regice. I should have actually went for a double switch here into my Shedinja, but I'm just gonna do that right now because I figure that Regice can actually touch me. But I'm proving wrong as he goes for the Toxic, and that would have been amazing because my Shedinja is brave natured. I'm brave because I have Phantom Force as well as Facade, so I'm choice banded. So if you want to go for like the Will-O-Wisp, I would hit you with the Facade, choice banded Facade before dying, or like things like if you happen to switch into something that would inflict some damage onto the Shedinja, I would go and recover back from the Phantom Force last. So that's the point of me running Brave as opposed to running Adamant on this thing since I'm choice banded. But to catch up with this video, we're here with Meloetta against Mesprit as I bring in Meloetta to confront Regice. He switches it in, and then afterwards I go and switch my Araya form into my Periret stance, and then go and use Veluxon so I can switch right back into my Araya form since I'm part Psychic in that form. And I don't have to worry about a Shadow Ball inflicting any damage onto me since I'm part normal. So now he's going to go for the Side Shock, and that's not going to be very effective as opposed to me being in my Periret form. I would have taken super effective damage, and in this case scenario, he actually risks something else being put to sleep. So he's just going to keep in the Mesprit as I switch right back into my Period form, but that doesn't even matter anyway because I'm just going to knock it out with 3 consecutive Relic Songs in a row. So now in comes this Feraligatr, as we did see the power of that monstrosity before. So I'm not going to risk it. I know he's going to want to go for the Aqua Jet, so I'm going to switch right into my Kingler. Even if he went for the Crunch or anything like that, like, or maybe the Sword Stance predicting the switch, my Kingler would have been more than enough to handle this thing. Do you not see this guy's big pincers, man? You're not messing with that. I got monsters too, buddy. I mean, I know this Kingler's old. I know it's not PokeBank. I know. But do you see that damage, son? Do not play with it. Do not play with crabs. Are you kidding me right now? He's going to go for the Volt Switch to try to gain some kind of momentum going on here. That is not going to work. And then he's going to respond back with a Hidden Power Ice. I believe that's what it was. Scores a crit, which is unfortunate for me. It wouldn't even matter anyway because I knew that he was going to bring in his Feraligatr. So I know that in a sense, this wasn't necessarily the smartest thing for me to do because what this allows my opponent to do is, like I said a little bit earlier, bring on the Feraligatr, and if he's like DD, get a nice little free DD, what the hell is Claydol doing except for maybe exploding? I wish I had explosion on this thing. This would have been freaking hilarious. Set up the Sword Stance, yeah, boom, buddy. So now I'm going to bring in the Kingler. I don't want to go for the knockoff because I want to be able to use his own Life Orb recoil against him, but that's not even the case. I want to go for the Rock Slide to inflict some damage onto it, but that's not even the case. case, plus 2 Aqua Jet is going to completely destroy Raichu, except not really, because my Raichu is 252 in HP and speed, and the whole point of that is so I can get a little bit more power fusion, since I do have Thunder Wave as well as Sweet Kiss on this thing. That's why I went for the Grass Knot, because I don't have an electric type attack to inflict on this thing, and I wish the static ability would have activated that turn to get the paralysis at least on this clown. So now I'm going to bring in my second to last Pokemon, which is the Claydol. It's easily going to get knocked out, but that's okay, because at least the recoil that Life Orb has been inflicting onto the Feraligatr periodically as it inflicts attacks on the rest of my Pokemon has been too much for Feraligatr to sponge another turn. So that's great that it's out of the way. I have Meloetta left over, but it's not even going to be like enough. Like, I have to rely on this thing putting it to sleep right now, and I get it! Oh my god, I got it! And I'm back in period form. Now if you could just stay asleep for one more turn, oh my god, it all comes down to this. Let's go! That's what you get for sleeping on one of the most beautiful songs out there, man. Have you ever seen Meloetta singing an anime? Man, this dude turns heads! That's what you get as Cavalier, and afterwards his last Pokemon is the Regice. That's obviously not going to be able to sponge a stab, close combat, Life Orb, recoil, all that kind of nonsense. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying anymore. This is crazy. Oh my god, Meloetta. I totally did not deserve that. I'm gonna admit that right here and now. But that was hella freaking awesome! Meloetta, you're the best, man. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Peace! What you doing?